Hey guys, I'm Janet, on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This is another one from my session with Ninjahund the other day. No, not that Ninjahund, not the one who streams, I don't know him, this is the fake one, who's a lot of fun. So, here you can see I'm playing as the Vampire Coast once again, and I'm against Greenskins, and he came up with some really fun solutions, which I think is amazing actually, I just love it, because they're units that just haven't been used before, because they sucked, but they got some buffs in this patch, so we'll get to them. It's really cool. So, Silostra Diaphan, I think she's brilliant. She's just so good. She can summon ethereal knights, for God's sake. Having that maneuverability to get into that sort of, you know, firing squad, the extra terror that they cause. She has Fog of the Damned to lower melee attack, so they're using WAR to up their melee attack, so you just debuff it again, so you're fighting on an even keel again. Also, you've got, what's it called, Song of Enthrallment as well, which is like Fog of the Damned, but it's just around her. So she can do it over here and then do a cast of the spell over here. Everything gets debuffed. It's great. Also, Depth Guard. Depth Guard will chop through a lot of greenskin fodder pretty easily. They do suffer against Black Orcs though, quite a lot. But I do have some carronades here. I have some mortars, so these guys can focus down a lot of the more expensive units if I want. And I do have a load of deckhand mobs to slow things down. I've got some gunnery mobs to get some extra damage in there. It's a pretty diverse roster I've got actually. It's a lot of fun. I think a Mongol Haunter might have been fun to try out against Black Orcs, but he didn't bring any. So, Ninjahund's army. So this is awesome. So, Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, fine, that's normal. But here, Orc Boar Chariots, that's right, he's got Orc Boar Chariots. They're not crap anymore, they're actually really good. And he used them to great effects to dumpster a load of my Depth Guard. They are really good at that. They kill really well. They got some great mass, they've had their melee attack upped, they actually get some work done. I mean, these guys, I don't even recognize these. These are chariots. I've never even seen them before. They just suck so badly. But now, they're pretty good, and I was not expecting them. So I think that's great. Also, a load of goblins, a load of orc boys. He's just trying to go as wide as possible, frankly, just because orc boys will kill the chaff, no problem. He's got a load of these chariots to deal with the more, you know, tough units. He's also got a Night Goblin Shaman for a load of fun spells. And obviously, Grimgore Ironhide is a lot better nowadays. And frankly, when he's not fighting against a faction, you know, that has... When he's fighting a faction with no cavalry, there we go, I did words, he's great, he doesn't get knocked over. Like, I'm sure he's got more mass now, but he can still get knocked over, he's still a footlord, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, you don't have to worry about it, he can just wade in and start just smashing stuff. He's pretty good in this matchup, frankly, so I really like that. So he's going to get a lot of work done, and he's immune psychology, so he's not going to get terrified away like some coward. So here, though, unfortunately, Ninjahund was having some difficulties moving his troops. There's this weird bug that I've had a few times. Occasionally, no matter what you select, it thinks you've got the last group you had selected, so you can't see trying to issue new orders to different units, and it keeps latching on to what you previously had. Yeah, group and ungroup stuff if you have that problem, guys, because it is really dumb. It is very annoying for as far as bugs are concerned. It is super rare, but it can happen. I think some of it is because it's online. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's only ever happened to me in quick battles, and it's very rare. But he had that problem, which is why he's running back and forth. Anyway, he's also got some Death Creepers, which I think are really good too, because that poison attacks and everything, they can just make all this zombie nonsense just completely pointless, frankly. But having extra missile damage that also poisons, it's pretty good. I like him. So really diverse roster here. I really like it. It is very fun. We've both gone with armies that I haven't seen for a while. I mean, Orc Boys and Orc Boar Chariots. Nope, that doesn't exist. That has never been in the meta. Never. So it's really refreshing to see, and it's pretty good. I'm amazed how well it performed. Anyway, here you can see Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers are coming in. But of course, I do have gunnery mobs that, you know, against such lightly armoured targets that are surprisingly big, you know, they can get some good damage in. So these gunnery mobs are actually quite useful for killing any of this nonsense that's going to be trying to get around me. So here as well, I have the carronade shooting the Orc Boar Chariot. Although it's an Orc Boar Chariot, I was thinking, that's not going to do anything. I didn't know they had buffs, so I didn't want to risk it. So I wanted to try and take one out, because in the off chance that they did just run straight through my lines, yeah, I wanted to kill them. I wanted to kill them quickly. It's not good. Besides, any chariot, even if they're not very good, I mean, the teeth robbers, you know, if you can keep them alive for ages, cycling through sort of cheaper infantry, you can get a lot of work done. So chariots, well worth taking out early. So over here, Orc Boar Chariots are coming in. I'm trying to do some damage to the Death Creepers. And here they charge in there. You can see the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. I've actually decided just to charge into melee, because frankly, they're going to do better in melee. So I decided to hit it with the Tide Cool, which actually does very little, which is a pity. But anyway, Silostra is going to charge in there, try and deal with them. And look at this. Look at this. The damage to my depth guard from that one charge. And my gunnery mobs got really, really hurt. Now charging in again. They are actually doing great work. And, I mean, I haven't even been able to take out one, trying to focus it down with the cannons. Now my cannons are going for a walk because of this hill. So everything's going a bit wrong here. So I use Fog of the Damned to try and limit the ability of these guys to murder me. But look at this, half a unit of depth guard. And these guys haven't been touched yet. This is insane. So I'm saying Silostra in here to try and scare this stuff away. This stuff does get terrified, so apparently it worked. But anyway, everything's encroaching. This was bad, sending Silostra all the way over here. I thought the chariots would stick around. Nope. They're going that way. These guys have charged in here. These guys have charged in. More damage to my depth guard. Luckily, they are getting a bit stuck on my mortars, so that's something. But, I mean, his front line hasn't even attacked me yet. Although I have managed to do some fair damage to the Orc boys with the mortars. Not really worth it for the mortars. They're not really doing the job. No. But anyway, I do have some gun lines coming back online and firing at these Orc boar chariots that actually have 90 armor. They're not bad. They're pretty resilient, all things considered. So anyway, depth guard suffering quite a bit, depth guard suffering quite a bit, depth guard suffering quite a bit, and now that he's got all this stuff set up, he's got all of his guys in combat, he's going to use the BOAR. Any minute now. Any second. Anyway, these damn Knights Errant, they're going to just run straight through the back line. They're just going to gobble up all these Night Goblin archers. There's the BOAR. There we go. So, yeah, I'd suffered horribly. I mean, look at how much damage my depth guard have taken. It's insane. And all this archer fire on top of them, it's not good for them. It's not good for them. Grimgore, he's having a whale of a time just beating everything. So, it's not looking great, honestly. This has been pretty great Greenskin play. I'm loving it. So, Silostra, though, she's totally fine. She's having a whale of a time. She's able to deal with these guys. Song of Enthrallment, negating the BOAR. So only 22 melee attack. Which, to be fair, is still quite a lot, considering these guys only have 20 melee defense. It's a bit pathetic. But Silostra's doing fine here. Itchy Nuisance on these guys to lower their melee attack down to 0. Oh my god. Anyway, in here, though, I just can't believe my Depth Guard got so annihilated by those chariots. They were really good cool. And, yeah, he's dealing with my artillery crews. I mean, these mortars, I don't think are online anymore. They might be. No, I don't think they are. So that's annoying, so I need to get them back online. Still more archer fire coming in. But as you can see, my damn knights, they've managed to take out, 3 units so far, and they're on to the next one. So it's pretty crazy. Silostra, chasing some of this stuff away. She really needs to get back here. Come on. Come on, girl. You can do it. Anyway, over here, just brutal amount of damage. But the terror is starting to hit, the fear, really. A lot of the Greenskins are starting to lose out here. Just the amount of damage the Depth Guard can do to them. The fact that it was just a load of cheap stuff, like, Orc boys, it was fueling their healing. Once WAR had turned off, the Depth Guard were able to just sit amongst all this other fodder and get their health back up. But they are still in terrible state of disrepair. The thing is, the hunger won't replenish any unit models, so they're going to stay at 20. And here, Fog of the Damned, for some reason. Yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here, Silostra. Anyway, so here, the Spider Riders, they've charged in again to do some work. A load of units will be returning. Here, I've managed to get so much work done with the down Knights Errant, but they're about to crumble. They don't have much... Yeah, they don't have much time left. I'm trying to charge them towards these guys. Try and do what I can, but they're just dropping as they approach, which is pretty grim. But amazingly, these 2 deckhands with polearms have survived. I don't know how they've done that, but they have. Oh, the Night Goblin Shaman, I think I chased off with Silostra, actually. I think that's what happened. That's why she's wandering off over there. So, Arcane Conduit, and she's been Itchy Nuisance, which is pretty funny. Anyway, over here, trying to deal with Grimgore, but he hits very, very hard. So, yeah, with 120 armor, not all of this weapon strength is going to get through. I mean, 64 weapon strength is gigantic, but if we have a look at the Depth Guard, armor piercing, only 18. It's not that great. So another WAR, there are some units left, so they're going to be able to do some good damage. All this stuff needs to get back, and it is. And these Orc boar chariots, though, they did a fine job. I was so surprised by that. I really can't wait to use them. It's going to be amazing. So here, yeah, I'm using whatever spells I can. It's another Song of Enthrallment, yep. So that's going to negate the WAR, which is great, and because they're also injured, Terror is going to keep hitting. And Silostra has so much armor. Even if Orc boys hit, they have sod all AP. But here, yeah, my Depth Guard are done. They're getting taken out by Grimgore. Grimgore's fighting 2 as a Depth Guard, and he's just killing models as he goes. But unfortunately, because Silostra is so healthy, I still have those Depth Guard, I just have stuff left, frankly. It's army losses. But Grimgore, absolute champ in that one. I think he's a great pick in this matchup. He can really dish out some punishment. And Orc boar chariots, who knew? Orc boar chariots, guys. Orc boar chariots. So one unit, not so great. But I mean, these two did great. I mean, they didn't get a lot of kills in terms of like models, but you saw the amount of damage they did to the depth guard. They completely disrupted my lines, so he was able to completely envelop me with his entire army. I think he was a little bit late on the war. He could use that a little bit earlier. But man, it was brutal. That was really impressive. I was not expecting Orc boar chariots, but they completely messed up my strategy. All of my artillery got completely overwhelmed. They managed to get a good few kills, but it's a good few kills against, you know, orc boys, so who really cares, right? But it does prove mortars are actually pretty good these days, so it is well worth bringing them if you can actually defend them. You know, they can get some good work done. But still, I mean, just crazy. I'm amazed. Orc boar chariots, guys. Orc boar chariots. But you can see the one unit depth guard that was kind of fine, just hanging out, you know, on its own. Didn't have too much pressure on it. Yeah, just slaughtered everybody. Yeah, depth guard are tough. Depth guard are real tough. I think what could have really helped here is a couple of nasty skulkers. I think would have been great, just to keep that back line protected, because Night Goblin Archers, just, you know, 4 units, shooting at 1 unit depth guard, you can melt these guys. You can do a lot of damage. A heck of a lot of damage. And, of course, they stalk the Night Goblin Archers, so it's actually pretty great to have them in this matchup too, because they're not going to get killed on their approach. I would have targeted these guys straight away with my... excuse me, with my mortars, because, you know, you want them dead. You don't want them to be able to kill you at range. Sure, I had the damn Knights errant summon, but yeah, that's not great, right? You know, if he did have some counters back there, if he'd brought, what's his name? You know the one. Wurzag. How did I forget Wurzag's name? I'm just so happy about Grimgore, I've forgotten the other lords exist, even though they're still probably a lot better. But yeah, if he'd brought Wurzag, that would have been really tough. He would just hit me with a brain burster and all the damn Knights Errant would have died. They're not great at getting hit by magic, so cheap spells like that, they just melt, and all the archers can keep firing. You know, I couldn't reliably do that. So the fact that the archers can't really get taken out by the mortars, and also the back line can be protected for Greenskins quite a lot, I think Night Goblin Archers are a really good pick. So anyway, I have rambled on long enough. Silostra as well, by the way, I think she's great. I think she's really good at this matchup. I think she's really good. Yeah, just Terror and Ethereal Knights and all the rest of it. She's nuts. Yeah, just all those debuffs to melee attack. And Greenskins need that melee attack to kill this stuff quickly. And if they can't do that, it's really hard. So yeah, Silostra, I think she's superb. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.